Hello, welcome to the Bottled Imp. This is an Imp Extra Imp Thinks. Well, we don't know yet, do we?
We don't know what. We don't know. Imp thinks about what?
Yeah. Well, normally what we do is we have a film that we're going to now watch that neither Julian or myself, I'm Ken Boyter, this is Julian, the producer of the show, we haven't seen before. And then we tell you what we thought of it.
You sit and watch it. We watch it so you don't have to.
Yeah,
or maybe
basically.
then you'll want to.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's quite good, actually.
Yeah. That's not clunky, is it? It's nice.
That's good.
Let's get t-shirts printed.
So it could be good, it could be a brilliant film, or it could be a bit of a stinker. This time round...
So we don't know what we're going to watch. Ken has brought a few films. I don't know. I'm not even looking at now.
Yeah.
My peripherals are not working.
One?
First one, let me see it.
Okay.
Put it in my hand.
One. So we're going to choose one.
Forbidden Kingdom.
Forbidden Kingdom.
Forbidden Kingdom.
Now, I don't know anything about it.
You've not watched any of these either?
No.
I've not watched any of
I've
these.
not even Googled it. I'm nothing.
Okay.
I
If
know.
you like Sleepy Hollow, you'll love this. Well, I don't know how I felt about Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, okay. I'll have to review on that.
Yeah. I can't. Yeah.
Johnny
Tim
Depp.
Burton. I do like Tim
Johnny
Burton.
Depp, yeah.
So,
Is that one?
Option one.
Yeah.
What's the running time? Because that does affect. It does affect.
You got somewhere to go?
Well, yeah.
It's always got somewhere to go. The next one.
Seventh Son.
Ooh,
Okay. I like Jeff Bridges.
oh, is he in it?
Yeah.
Right. Good. That actually came out of the cinema.
In the face of evil, claim your destiny.
Pretty much with a voiceover
That's a really
like that.
clever effect.
That's good. How
put
did
on
you
the
do
film.
that? Yeah, because you've got a really high
After
voice.
Effects. Yeah.
Came out of the cinema this year. I did want to go and see it. I didn't get time to see it.
What's that on the back? You can't see from there, but it looks a bit dragon-esque. Probably not a dragon, but we like dragons, don't we?
We do. I love dragons. Then there's this one.
Okay. Ah, right. Okay.
You've heard of that
Now,
one.
Mirror
Yeah.
Mask. Only because on your cable television, this film often pops up there, and I go, "What's that?" And it's got Rob Brydon in it, hasn't it?
I
thinking
don't
something
know. I don't know. I have no idea. I know that it's quite unusual. It's quite weird. I think it's based on
Rob Brydon. Sorry, not Rob Brydon. Rob Brydon. So
Rob Brydon, yeah.
English comedian actor.
But it's based, I think, on the novel by Neil Gaiman.
Yeah,
Gaiman.
Gaiman says that. Yeah,
Brilliant fantasy writer. So
and from the Jim Henson Company. So okay, interesting. Yeah, that's interesting.
and then this
What we've
one.
got here? Oh look, what's this? Rare Exports: A Christmas Tale.
Because it's September.
This Christmas, everyone will believe in Santa Claus. That doesn't really look like it fits into our genre of show.
Yeah, because Santa Claus real.
Okay, so we're really broadening the fantasy. We're moving away from dragon-related little hobbits to just Santa Claus.
Well, it's a fantasy.
Santa Claus. So we could review Paddington.
Yeah, I'm up for reviewing Paddington.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantasy. It looks a little bit like Home Alone to me. It's making me think of Home Alone, kid.
Okay.
People,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I have no idea again.
I'm curious. I think
Which one?
even though it is in England, we often get the American comedies like The Mindy Project and like what we were watching the other day, New Girl, and we get the Christmas episode like just the other day. We watched the Christmas episode because obviously the way the seasons run, we get the programs later. We could review this Christmas episode in the middle of September, but I kind of feel we should save this for Christmas.
Fair enough. Traditional.
Yeah. And still, it's sort of slightly controversial, I'm feeling, as far as fantasy genre. It's not all this stuff, fits in nicely. So, let's get rid of that for a while.
Oh, okay. So he's whittled it down.
This is taking way too long, this
I know.
intro, isn't it?
Exactly.
This is taking way too long. Okay, I think I am drawn to... Well, because I'm curious about this. It's been on telly a few times, and I thought, I don't know, it looks weird. It looks rather ordinary, and I didn't... When I switched over to it at some point, it didn't look fantasy at all.
Okay.
So I'm quite curious. This box looks much more fantasy. I think maybe save these. These look a bit full on. I mean, these are exactly what I mean when you think about exploring the realm of fantasy.
That's the more obvious.
Really?
Well, Santa Claus.
Well, I'm going to bring some stuff to the table if we're doing this. You know. I think let's do Mirror Mask.
Going for Mirror Mask.
Know nothing about it. I'm curious.
Yep. It's not even out the cellophane.
Not even out the cellophane. Let's do Mirror Mask.
We're doing Mirror Mask.
I'm sure these will pop up.
Yeah. At Christmas time.
Other times, but Mirror Mask.
Because the budget doesn't stretch to buying any more. So there we go. So we will unsheath this, and we will then stick it in the DVD player, and we'll let you know what we think. Hello, welcome back to the Bottled Imp Extra Imp Thinks Mirror Mask. We've just watched it.
Yeah. Wow.
What did you think?
What did you think?
Oh, there's a lot going
think?
on.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm just going to say it straight away. I really enjoyed it.
Right.
I thought it was a good film.
Mm-hmm. Let's give it initial reaction. And then a bit more detail. Yeah. My initial reaction was, I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
I kind of enjoyed it, but I found it quite slow.
Yes, that was
something wasn't quite right.
I was going to say about that. The pacing,
very clever, but yeah.
Yeah, that would be my only, pretty much the only criticism of it. I've got another one, but the pacing. It was meant to be an hour and 37 minutes. It seemed a longer film.
It seemed
like we were there for 2.5 hours when it shouldn't.
I had to double check the box to make sure he didn't mean 137 minutes.
Yeah, no, it says 1 hour.
Yeah,
it actually says it in 1 hour 37.
Absolutely.
So that was weird. But it's based on a book. I think it's a graphic novel initially, but it might be a novel.
Well,
but I think it's a graphic novel.
It's direct. Looking at the bottom of the credits, it's directed and designed by. So the guy who directed it,
from the creative minds of Neil Gaiman, if that's how you pronounce his name, and David McKean. So David McKean said something about he designed it, so maybe he did. It was obviously very the visuals.
The visuals were very good. It was very sort of animated or CGI'd, or because it had Henson people involved, probably puppetry.
Yeah, puppetry.
It was a real.
It was a mixture.
The opening credits was all sort of drawn. It was very much based on a teenager who draws stuff. So the illustrations were very important, and I think that might have even been the director. Maybe we should check up some facts while you carry on talking.
Well, I was going to say, just to give you a quick, we won't do any spoilers, but it opens up in modern day. I think it was made in 2005. I think so. It's kind of modern day, the present day in Brighton, in England, which is a coastal town. And it's centred around a circus. So you've got this girl, Helena, who is a daughter of the circus owner and his wife. And she actually doesn't really like the circus life. She's frustrated with it because she has to do lots of different odd jobs.
She's a teenager, isn't she? And she's sort of had enough of it. Probably had enough of that world.
Yeah, so she's longing to have like a normal, settled life. And that kind of... for a good 25 minutes, I would say, it was in everyday setting. And then for a second there, I was thinking, is it going to go into fantasy? Where is the fantasy?
Yeah, it started off in this world of circus life, which was beautifully sort of put together and this little world created. And then, obviously, we went back to sort of when they're not actually doing the circus show to live in a rather grubby... sort of derelict-looking flat in Brighton,
because they were poor.
Yeah.
But then it does step into an actual fantasy world. It crosses over into the fantasy world. Well, I don't particularly want to spoil too much more than that. But I did find the themes. The themes were really. It was a heavy film. It wasn't a sort of light fantasy sort of romp throwaway kind of sword and sorcery type thing, obviously.
No.
But it had real depth to it. It was kind of dealing with the coming of age, sort of growing up
the
from
relationship
teenage
with the father and the mother and
adult,
wanting to move on and for them to let go a little bit.
Yeah, and to let her grow
leave
and
the family business or stick with it.
Yeah, grow as a person. But then should we say about the mum? The mum being ill.
Yeah.
I don't think it's given too much away. The mum being ill, so there was that. So it really reminded me of other fairy tales like Sleeping Beauty and
well, you know what?
Those sorts of tales.
I'll tell you what. Okay, what was coming up in my head, and this is to do with the story and to do with the visuals and the style.
Yeah.
And if I can remember, it was kind of like
Wizard of Oz.
It was kind of Wizard of Oz meets. What was I going to say? Okay, Wizard of Oz meets Time Bandits.
Yes, I thought about that. Yeah.
Labyrinth.
Yes, again.
Meets, and there was another one. Sin City. Now that's a weird one. Not for story, and obviously Sin City is a very grown up, full on. But Sin City was obviously very CGI, very blue screened. Everything was done blue screen. Very, that's again a graphic novel. Like that. So this had a feel of it was basically actors put in a world of it was obviously very, very blue screened, a lot of it, green screened, whatever.
Beautifully done.
Effects. Lovely world they created.
Yeah, really lovely textures. And really creative, really creative little creatures they created.
Yeah.
That's
Creative creature they created.
He
Yeah.
tried saying that whilst eating toast. Not that I'm eating toast. And so I loved all of that. I thought it was really good.
It didn't really work for me for some reason. That
Yeah,
world.
I know.
Time Bandits works beautifully.
Well,
and I love a kooky, inventive film. I love it reminded me of French films as well.
Yes,
your kind of delicatessen, your City of Lost Children.
It's very well shot. It was very well put together. It was
weird
very well
world,
acted.
weird creatures, weird sort of Alice in Wonderland style characters she meets along a journey.
Yeah,
which was much
reminded me of Alice
which was
in
kind of
Wonderland.
labyrinth stroke. Alice in Wonderland strokes.
For me, the two reasons why I felt it didn't quite work, but I would still recommend watching it, but it didn't quite work to make it a really perfect, brilliant film, is the pacing plus the plot. The storyline was a little thin.
I tell you what, style over substance came to mind constantly. They've created a beautiful world. Yeah, that's got it all
a lot
going
on.
Yeah. And this was a bit confusing. It had a lot going on. There's a lot of journey stuff, a lot of padding-y bits. And beautifully padding-y bits because they've gone, oh, look, we've got this world and let's have this creature come in, let's have this. And they're looking for something. They're trying to find the mirror mask. I don't know if it's giving anything away.
Trying to find a mirror mask. And
it was like, okay.
But for me,
crank it up. I've seen this now. It's beautiful, but...
Yeah, we need some story. We need some plot. But I did think that if I read this as a graphic novel or as a novel, I'm sure I would enjoy it more because for some reason in a novel you can kind of get away with less plot because you're actually reading more about the world and the characters and the weirdness of it. Even though that's very visual, and you can see that. But when you're reading it, you can sort of get away with a bit more of that. So I kept wanting to now go and actually read the novel or if it is a graphic.
According to Neil Gaiman, so he wrote it. He wrote the story, the film, the teleplay, and whatever, and with the director. This film was made as a straight-to-DVD film, but this film finally got a limited theatrical release in the United States. This is on Internet Movie Database trivia. I don't know where this comes from or how accurate that is. Would you make a film like that? It obviously cost a fortune. Well, when it started, I was thinking, it's a nice little British low-budget film because it looked very kind of low-budget, as a lot of English films tend to do because they tend to be low-budget. Back in 10 years ago when they didn't do all that, they weren't in cahoots with Hollywood and all the companies teamed up. But then it got obviously very special effect driven.
I would say a lot of money was spent on it.
It looked
and even though it's 10 years old, the special effects didn't look clunky. They didn't look old or aged. They looked really good. But I think it was also to do with just the actual base drawings, the concept look of it was a lovely look. So you could probably get away with not spending loads of money. I don't know how that works.
Well, whenever a lot is done in the computer, it still costs a lot, takes a lot of time, but maybe it's cheap in the long run. I mean, it'd be interesting to see how much of it was real puppetry and real life.
Well, that halfway through, I suddenly thought, do I actually want this to be pure animation rather than having live actors as a mixture? Because it was more...
Should it have all been like a stop-motion thing or even a complete CGI thing?
Because it did remind me of Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, it had that slightly jolty stop-motion feel about it, which was Nightmare Before Christmas, all traditional stop-motion, wasn't it? Or
I think that was CGI, but they did it like that. But it had the quality of that.
Right.
So I just was thinking, actually, maybe if you did do it where it was all CGI, because it was majority was CGI and maybe puppetry.
Yeah, apart from the live actors. The
live but actors. I just thought it's kind of weird. It's almost like you've got the token live actor almost in a computer game.
In a world,
Whereas I'd rather then just go, well, if you're going to do that much of it, you might as well just do all of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but then should have Sin City been like a cartoon, just like a drawn cartoon, like the graphic novel and not live actors? But that really kind of broke some ground.
Yeah, and also
in style and way it was made, and
and there's that A Scanner Darkly. Have you seen that? You've got it. Yeah, the Philip K. Dick, based on the Philip K. Dick novel, where they did do that rotoscope.
And that cartooned over.
Yeah, but I thought that worked.
That was interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting style. I mean, I don't think you'd do more than one film like that because you've done it like that. But
I thought this was a good film. But there was just that sort of slight element that was lacking. Like we say, everything else really worked. Even the music was a good mixture of that sort of French accordion type style music.
Yeah,
That's
sort
always
of
eerie. 19.
Yeah, they tried very hard to create a world. I'm not just sure whether I was thrown into it as much as I have been in other sort of films, like kooky films, like I don't know, like your
being John Malkovich.
Being John Malkovich, but it was Bunny and the Bull, and these and these French ones like Micmacs or Knickknacks, Micmacs,
Paddywhacks.
Can't remember. There's a friend called Fred. We'll look at that film. Maybe we should look at some French films.
Yeah,
weird, because they do weird sort of stuff. But it somehow just didn't.
Now, interesting. Yeah, I know what you mean. But interesting enough, I did like the transition of normal life to the other world. I thought they did that very cleverly. You know, and it reminded me of Where the Wild Things Are.
Well, it's funny because it's saying here on the internet, our reference, Internet Movie Database, it says more like this, and it's come up with Dark Crystal, Never-Ending Story, Labyrinth, Where the Wild Things Are, numerous others,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's now then going into fantasy.
But I thought it was, although it's referencing that, it still was original enough.
But it's that kind of going on a journey. Is she
Yeah.
just having a dream? It's that whole Wizard of Oz thing. Since Wizard of Oz, you should never ever really make a film where you've fallen asleep and you wake up and you go, it was all a dream.
Yeah,
you
but
just
it
ultimately
works,
feel treated.
No, but I never did on Wizard of Oz.
No, we don't on Wizard of Oz because they did it.
But
Any other film after that?
Did you feel cheated though?
For this?
Yeah.
No, because they didn't. You don't know whether. Well, was it a dream or was it just an adventure she had through some portal through her drawings?
Yeah.
It was probably. Well, let's not give it. No, I've given it away. No, I haven't given it away.
Well, no.
Who knows? Is it a dream? Is it not a dream?
Yeah, but I think they did that well. I think they did it. They didn't. It wasn't a cheesy. I didn't go, oh, that's cheesy, or I didn't feel cheated by it. I actually felt the put it this way: if they just trimmed a little bit of that faffing around and sort out the pacing issue, I think there was a plot in there, but it needed to be trimmed a bit more.
It needed to be focused.
Yeah. But I like the twists. There was a few twists in there. Without spoiling stuff, there was a few little twists.
Yeah, I don't think we worry about spoiling stuff. That was all a bloody dream. It wasn't. You don't know that it's
it wasn't a dream. But yeah.
Anyway, well, yeah. Interesting. Worth watching for the visuals and the world if you like that kind of thing. I think it's acquired taste. I think if you're into and presumably if you're into Neil Gaiman, are we pronouncing that correctly? That you've made.
It could be Gaiman. It could be Gaiman. I'm not sure. Right. I need to hear someone who knows how to pronounce it. Pronounce it. I'm terrible.
But we've reviewed some of his stuff before, haven't we?
Yeah.
And so presumably, if you're into the world of.
He's very creative and very imaginative.
Presumably, that's his style of like a Tim Burton film when you see one because of his.
It reminded me of that, which I do like. I love all that type.
Yeah, I love Tim Burton.
That, and so it has got the echoes of a Tim Burton film, but Anyway, that's probably about it.
There you have it.
Yeah. Any more thoughts?
Should we have watched the Father Christmas one? Probably not. Will we? Probably at some point.
We will do it at Christmas then.
At Christmas.
We'll do that as an Imp Thinks. Yeah. So Imp Thinks.
Imp Thinks. We haven't got sort of.
Imp Thinks. It didn't stink.
Didn't stink, but it didn't quite.
It didn't quite hit the high notes.
No.
It was a good, solid film. I would say, watch it. It's got a lot going for it.
I think there are better films out there to watch.
That is true.
Like Labyrinth.
Not Labyrinth. Anyway, check it out. Let us know what you think. If you do watch it or if you have seen it, leave some comments. Please remember to watch our other shows on the Fridays. And that's all from us then. Yeah. Until the next time. Oh, I thought you were going to say with a little catchy phrase.
No, you do I don't have a catchphrase yet. I'm trying to develop the "we like dragons, don't we?"
Yeah, I see.
But that's
yes, we do. It's like
that.
Panto.
No dragons in this show.
Remember, I love dragons.
There we go.
See you next time. His little face.
Oh dear.